There were 4 boys and 4 girls. By 2 weeks, they had their activity center. We had the potty box in there, and they were learning how to go potty. They learned how to walk on a leash as they progressed. Some mini agility courses. They learned scent discrimination before they left the house. We did crate training. We went for a lot of walks. They learned how to walk on the leash. Ride in the car. They had several trips. I think their first trip in the car was probably at 2 weeks. We introduced them to different surfaces, cold surfaces, like tile flooring, carpet, hardwood floors. So they didn't care, what surface they walked on. They learned to eat in individual dishes fairly quickly. By 4 weeks, everybody had their own dish. Little tyke slide that they climbed up and then went down the slide. They really enjoyed the tunnel, especially the big cardboard tunnel. They destroyed that and tore it all up, but had a good time doing it. Their activity center, with all the toys hanging off, that went in as soon as their eyes opened, and that was a lot of fun to watch when they first recognized that there was stuff hanging from above. We did a lot of videos of them.
So every week we did a video?
Yep, every single week we did a video. It was very time consuming. It was a lot of fun, but a lot of work. They're 1 year old. They were born around the holidays, and they're all very outgoing, and they all seem to show birdie interests. Very happy with this litter. Very happy with the temperaments. Super good temperament.
Well, the puppies are 1 year old now, and we had the opportunity to have a birthday party for them and get everybody to come back so we could see the puppies and they could share with us their experience over the year of growing.
Our granddaughters named her because it was a Frozen theme, their favorite movie, and they named her Elsa.
Oh, she's just a wonderful puppy. She is so athletic. She is in the process of being trained to be a good retriever, and she's making water retrieves, combination land and water retrieves, and she is just so intense at what she does, and to see the natural abilities from the breed shine through is just so amazing. Just turned 1 year old this last Sunday, a couple of days ago, and she's still at home around us. She's a 6-month-old puppy. The first time we took her swimming, we took her to the trainer's house, and they had a pond out back, and she jumped right in the water to about chest deep, and she wouldn't go any further. It was like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. So we booked a swimming lesson at one of the local vets, and after about 5 minutes, couldn't get her out of the water. And now she just, if you're training with her at a pond or a little lake and you throw a bumper out in the water, you better not get in her way. She swims like a fool, chases ducks. It's great. And to see the eyesight on these dogs, she's making retrieves at well over 100 yards on small items, and she makes the mark and goes right to it like a rocket ship and comes back on a straight line. It's truly, to see what the capabilities are of the dog at that young age is truly amazing. I love it. To see her transition from, I wonder what I'm supposed to do, to going directly doing what she's doing. And one of the drills is to throw a bumper from the shore, a retrieving bumper from the shore, across the island that she has to swim to, traverse the island and jump back in the water. Well, we did that, but the bumper didn't quite make it too far across the island into the water, and it fell right at the far edge, and she ran across, she swam to the island, ran across the island, jumped in the water, and she didn't see the bumper because it was behind her. But she saw a coot, a mud hen, a wannabe duck that she took off, and she chased that thing around in the water. She's swimming like a little motorboat trying to chase this duck. And it took her several minutes before she finally looked back at us like, what do I do now? And we had to call her back, and then she found the bumper. But that was funny to watch. And she's learning. She's learning so much while she's doing that. I look so forward to our Tuesday sessions. It's just fun from start to finish. She's, in the mornings, she gets let out of her sleeping area, and immediately when she sees me, she goes into a frenzy. It drives Candy nuts because it's supposed to be her dog.
She's in love with Steve. She puts up with me.
And she goes nuts, and she's jumping on me, and she's grabbing my arm, and she's trying to do like she does with Iris's ear, and she's sucking on my arm and pulling on my arm. And then if I don't pay enough attention to her right then, she'll jump up on the chair that I ultimately sit in, and she'll get behind me and put her paws over the front of me.
Stealing Steve's socks and trying to eat them. That's probably the biggest challenge, getting her not to do that. Now she's bringing them to him without swallowing them.
Trying to get her to maybe not be as excited as she is a challenge, but it's also kind of neat to see that she has that much energy for me. Yeah.
She's always in his lap.
Oh, I just love her to death. We love her to death. She's involved with the outdoor training for retrieving. Ultimately, we want to hunt behind her. She's also doing her obedience work with Candy and some confirmation. And then Candy wants to get involved in rally too. So she's going to have a full calendar of activities, and it's also keeping us busy, so that's nice. A great dog, a wonderful dog.
His name is Hunter. He's been really good. This is my first male puppy that I've had, but I do enjoy playing with him, and he's been a good addition to the family. He's very smart. He catches on to things quite quickly, and I'm having a real good time with him. So we started out with a pretty good sized basket of toys when he came into the house, and now it's pretty much empty other than just the Kong balls. So we're trying to find him toys that he can play with and not destroy. Got a hold of my watch and decided to chew on that, and now he bent the band, so now it's trying to be repaired. So now I have no watch for a while. And he got a first in sweeps and fourth in specialties. So I sort of look forward to see him go on to more of the confirmation and see how well he does. He likes to retrieve after the dumbbell. I've been taking him to some swimming that he likes to swim, and he does the bumper in there that he'll throw it out and he'll retrieve that. But yeah, he does enjoy that, the swim part. I tell him that all the time, you're a big boy. Really been a great addition to the family.
Teddy. Well, because he looked like a teddy bear when we got him. He's a real fluffy little guy and, I don't know, real lovable and cuddly. Teddy is very, very loving dog, as Goldens are. Loves everybody, loves all dogs, loves all people. Kids or anything, so it's just the three of us. So he's very connected to us, and we take him everywhere with us. To work, we go to indoor basketball games. He goes inside the gym with us, and he can sit there and watch a basketball game with the grandkids. He goes to football games with us at Cabrillo College. He goes to the kids' soccer games. All the kids from the soccer team come and they pet him and kiss him and hug him, and he just loves them. And so he barks a certain bark when he wants to play, which can get real annoying after a while, you know, and then you have to put him in a little timeout in the kitchen, which he settles right down. But when he hears like somebody coming in the courtyard, it's a different bark, it's a deep bark, and you know that something's going on. We went to my son's house with all the grandkids, and he has a pool. And the kids are in the pool, and of course they're calling him, so he jumps in the pool, and I told my son, he doesn't know, I don't know if he knows how to swim, he's never been taught how to swim. So he jumped in the pool, and he was like, whoa, what's this about, you know? So he went to the edge, we got him out. But then pretty soon, you know, I thought he was kind of scared, but he got out and kind of dried off, and then he said, and then one of them called him again, and he jumped in again, you know? And it was just fun because he just wanted to be with them. You know, everything's fun about him. You know, when he's not being a little stinker, you know, it's like, it's fun. We take him, like going to a basketball game with my older grandson, and he's like, he takes his head back, forth, watches that basketball. He watches sports on TV. It's a trip to watch him. He loves balls, anything that moves. I think we take him to Art and Wine Festival. It's always fun to take him. He's just a sweet boy. He eats my plants outside. He does not eat anything indoors, but he goes out in the yard and everything is very planted, and he actually nibbles and eats them, chews them up, eats them. You know, that's probably why his whole face swelled up. He probably grabbed a bee in one time and had to go to emergency because his whole face swelled up. But that and digging till he gets down to the weed barrier, the cloth, and then he wants to eat the cloth. He has a real weird thing about eating things that aren't supposed to be edible. So, you know, you gotta stop, give him some attention, just like a little kid, you know? But he loves balls. He loves to play fetch. So he really likes that when he's outside. I don't know that it's his favorite toy, but it's all you can give him. It's some kind of like a rubber type of toy that's kind of indestructible. I just feel grateful that we have him. It's like a time in my life where I have more time to do that kind of things. Not as much time as I'd want, but so it's different this time. And I think it's just, as hard as it is sometimes, and you think you're done, you just keep plugging away, and the next day is a better day.
This is Ember.
But Ember was one we both jumped at easily. And you're a good Ember, right?
She's goofy, she's loving, she's smart. She's a cuddle bear. She knows a lot of words and couldn't have asked for a better dog.
The jumping on people out of excitement, since I get it every time I come home.
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is the dog hair.
Going to work in the mornings, I now have a lint brush in my car because you wear black slacks or dark blue slacks and a light colored dog. I tend to sit there and brush myself at the bus stop.
I can't ignore her. She'll come into the den if I'm working and drop the ball at my feet or put it on my lap. So I have to take a few breaks for her.
Ember is the dog we were hoping for next, and she's the right fit at the right time. She wants to be with us as much as we want to be with her, and that's great to have.
Because she's such an easy dog. I've loved everything about having a dog again, so I don't know, she's such an easy kid.
We really enjoy the vacations with her. You know, like when we took her to Yosemite, camping. She's a great camping dog. She likes our sleeping bags more than her own bed.
And she got to tool around the valley behind Craig on a bike and the little kid carrier. So that was fun. She got a lot of attention. It was very popular. I think she was one of the main attractions, frankly, of the valley. Waterfalls, who cares? We've got Ember here, so she was quite popular. Because, you know, we all have to be on the same page as far as training her. And it's hard to get the people in your life to listen. So that's a challenge.
And then all the hair, that's another challenge.
She's just the best dog. I'm so lucky to have her. You know, she came into our life a year earlier than expected in terms of when we thought we were going to get a dog, so it all was meant to be.
Well, we knew about the Christmas theme, and so we thought of the movie A Christmas Story, and that's his registered name. And then we couldn't decide if we wanted to do Oakline's A Christmas Story or Oakline's Red Ryder BB gun or anything like that, or You'll Shoot Your Eye Out. And then we just thought Ryder was so fitting for him, so that's what we went with. Originally, he was supposed to be basically my mom's dog and the family's dog. And when I first found out that we were getting him, I didn't really pay much attention to it. I said, oh, it's just another dog. But then, I don't know, we just like connected, and then he became my dog, and like I didn't expect it, it just happened. Yeah, so he's my dog now. Yeah. Yeah, just has his head down, just watching me. And then when we finally go downstairs so I could get breakfast and coffee, he follows me, and then I have to lock him behind the gate, and as I'm leaving, he just watches as I leave. And then I hear him whimper a bit, and I'm just like, I don't want to leave you. He's so good about that. He's so good. Whenever I come home from school, he'll get excited for me, and he'll jump up and cry, and he likes to jump up on me, and he cries a lot when I come home too, and he gets way more excited than any other dogs we've had or that we do have. He's just so excitable and happy all the time too. I was a bit late on being able to train him myself, but eventually he actually learned really quick, as well as the jump. Whenever he gets home, I'm okay with him jumping, and he gets super excited and everything, and nobody else likes it. They get mad at me. They said he can't jump, and I think it's cute, so it's a struggle. I like doing the dock diving with him because it's a fun thing for me to do because he's so good and he learned it so quick, and it's fun for me, it's fun for him, so I like doing it. We've shown him a little bit. I think that Woofstock was one of the funnest shows that we did. We haven't shown him recently, but we plan on showing him in February again, and when he's like at least 2 years old, to get him to do more shows because he's so handsome. Yeah. He likes to dance before dinner and before breakfast. He'll dance for his food. He'll do circles.
Stand up on his hind legs.
Yeah, like the toddler will like, and he kind of does more of a slow turn, and he'll just keep on turning until he gets fed. Especially in the mornings when he's tired, he'll just, yeah. Right now, we order the bark boxes each month, and so a toy came in it, and it was kind of like a sloth that's like the size of his head, and he loves that toy. Like, no other dog can touch that toy. That's his favorite toy. That's his toy. And it's a bit weird because most dogs like rope or like duck toys or such, and he just likes the sloth. So, yeah. Yeah, he swims every single day, even when it's raining. It's cold, raining, he's still swimming every day. Yeah.
Gracie's first day at the beach. Good girl, Gracie. She's already retrieving from the water. What's next, ducks?
Sky. Oak lines above the timberline. Sky. As a little boy, just be walking and just really scanning the sky. And you do have good views of birds. And as we would go, he would look and he would look at me, and it was like he was saying, "You know, I'm a bird dog, right?" So it was really interesting. So that's how we got Sky, and that's kind of how we started training him to do field work. I never ever thought I would handle so many dead ducks. You know, you never know what life will bring you. But so it's been fun. Sky is kind of the golden dog that I've wanted in terms of just the soundness of him, the evenness of his temperament. He's just so interested in the world and so willing to do anything. I know he would like to surf. I see he really wants to follow surfers into the ocean, and if I was a surfer, I would have him out there, and I know he would love it. He's just willing and happy and just a joy.
Yeah, I get all the fun, she gets all the work, and it's a really good deal.
I always try and do obedience, and I do nose work with him. And I do field work with him at this point. I want to start doing agility with him. We've got a few jumps we work on in the yard. Last night I had him at nose work, and there were 3 hides in this room in the Monterey SPCA, which is it's a room with a lot of stuff and a lot of history in the room for a dog. And he walked in there and he went to the first odor, and he turned around and he went to the second odor, and he turned around and he went to the third odor. He went in straight lines. He was just beautiful. I was just so proud of him.
It's pretty interesting watching him smell things, sniff things out. Like, so when you throw something, a ball typically is what we throw on a rope over by the ocean, watching him pick up the scent and turn to it, it's a fascinating thing to watch. The stuff where he goes after birds, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'd say laying on the floor and playing with him is probably the best. Because it's all about me having fun. So.
A dog using their nose is like magic, right? You just can hardly fathom how they're doing it. And so he learns a lot of this from field work. There's overlap between the nose work and the field work. And then when I walk him every day, I always throw a ball, and actually that I'm challenged in throwing things. And so it goes into the weeds often, and he has to search for the ball. And anyway, it's just, I watch him all the time, watch how he uses his nose, and it's something I really enjoy about him. He's, 1 year and 3 days or so. Lately he's taken up woodwork, so I'm trying to discourage that one. He's a really good dog. He came preloaded with all kinds of good qualities, good attention, evenness. Throwing the ball with him and having him just, when I really feel like he's my dog, he's with me, and we're out walking, and I don't like my dog to bother other people, right? And so I can tell him to lay down alongside the path, and he does, and people walk by, and he doesn't. He's nicely social, but he's not compelled to be with every person he sees, like other dogs of mine have been, which can be challenging. They see a person and boom, they've got to be there with them, and he's with me, and so that's in terms of just the happiness that the dog brings me, that's probably one of the things. Yes, and this is something I've wanted to say to you, so I'll just say it now. But I feel like these golden retriever puppies are like goodness in the world that you do. When I look at the happiness that he brings to so many people just by being out with me and just by being in the world, and how and when I look at you, I feel like you've got kind of the golden retriever temperament yourself, and it's moving out in the world from you. So that's I commend you. It's a lovely thing.
My little girl's name is Holly, and when she's been very good, we call her Hollyberry.